Oh man, it is so hard to breathe in this thing. All right, so I'm wearing a fox costume right now. You're probably wondering, why is this weirdo wearing a fox costume? The reason why I'm wearing a fox costume is because I'm trying to promote my company, Productivity Accelerator, and I want to try to draw up some attention. I want to get some like free publicity, some free attention. Part of me does not think that social media and kind of this new strategies for marketing are going to be super effective in the near future. I think they'll be a little bit effective, but I think that it's become so oversaturated that you need something different to stand out. And I don't want to go down the route of doing what a lot of these influencers are doing, where they're trying to get like girls, or where they're trying to get like the most depraved type of activity on their platform just to get attention. I want to try some old fashioned marketing. So I figured mascot might be a good call. Hold on a second. This is, it's hard to breathe. But there's another reason why I want to make this video. It wasn't to pitch Productivity Accelerator, but it was to kind of talk about something that came to mind earlier as I was kind of planning this whole marketing stunt that hopefully we get to do today. So, like I mentioned, for the past couple days, I was kind of planning on different strategies or different techniques to kind of get more attention for Productivity Accelerator. If you're wondering right now, Productivity Accelerator is a company that I founded. It's a company that I kind of created maybe about 2 years ago, but in the past year, I've been really trying to get more traffic to it, really take it a lot more seriously, really drive up revenue. Initially, it was kind of a free thing that I was doing, just kind of test things out, get some case studies. Then I bumped it up to $50. That worked well, but there was still like an issue with retention, so I bumped it up more to like 100 something. Now it's at 250, and it might go up again. 250 is kind of like that nice point right now because I feel like it's expensive enough where people take it seriously, but it's not too expensive where it's unaffordable. And pretty much, if you're wondering what Productivity Accelerator is, we pretty much help you accomplish your goals as quickly as possible. We help young busy professionals get the things they want as quickly and as efficiently as possible. That's kind of our tagline. Now, as far as the costume and as far as the purpose of this video, when I was kind of planning out my marketing stunt today, which is going to be me going out with this mascot costume, my plan is to do it maybe like every week, like every Sunday or so. And I'm going to hold a sign that's like a productivity based sign. I'll put in a picture of my wife wearing kind of like the mascot head and one of our signs. Pretty much the idea behind it is to get people to see the mascot, think it's a bit weird, maybe take pictures, maybe expand our reach with those free pictures, and maybe get some people to come up and converse, and hopefully through a bit of curiosity, they will check out the platform and they'll sign up and they'll want to be a client, a paying client. When I was thinking about this, it made me a bit anxious. And I was thinking to myself, like, why is it making me so anxious to want to do this? And this is kind of like the topic of the video. This is what I wanted to talk about in this video. For some reason, I feel like, and perhaps this is not you, perhaps this is only a me thing, but I sense this is the case with many people, if not most people. For some reason, as we get older, I think we get in our heads too much, and we care too much about what other people think of us, or maybe we have a certain degree of self-awareness, but maybe it's a bit too self-aware, or maybe it's not self-aware enough. I don't really know. I bring this up because part of the inspiration for this idea was when I was in college, I had this costume called Mr. McGiblets. If you're not familiar with Mr. McGiblets, if you've watched The League, you know who Mr. McGiblets is, The League that was on FX. If you've never watched it, that's totally okay. But essentially, The League is about like these older, like kind of middle-aged dudes who all have like really just shitty lives in the grand scheme of things. But every season, they have this like fantasy football league and they dedicate their lives to this football league to like the detriment of everything else around them. Like to the detriment of their relationships, their family, their jobs. They take it way too seriously. And that's where the humor comes in. And there's one character in the show who's kind of fascinating in a way. This guy named Taco. And Taco is a complete idiot. But in a weird way, despite being an idiot, he's probably the happiest dude on the show. Like I mentioned, everyone else on the show was like super, just overly enthusiastic about this football league to the point where their lives are just miserable. Like they all have like good paying jobs, but despite like on paper being successful, when you watch them, they're all clowns. Like two guys are lawyers. One guy's like a public defender. He hates his life and he doesn't like his wife kind of just like puts him down sometimes. The other guy's a lawyer and he looks like he's successful in his field,
but he just overly obsesses about stupid stuff. The only thing he cares about is like the outer showings of success. Like he has to have the hot wife and he has to have like the big house, but he's it's just a weird, it's just, they're all weird people except Taco. Taco's cool. All Taco does is smoke weed and occasionally gets laid by random girls that he does not try to pursue. And he doesn't care about the league. And in a funny way, he's like the most chill guy on the show. And he ends up wearing this costume, Mr. McGiblets. It's pretty much like a big purple Elmo. And it's funny. And I bought the costume because I thought Taco was cool and I thought the costume was cool. It was my Halloween costume for a few years, one of the best costumes ever. And I remember in college at some points, I was trying to like be less anxious. And so sometimes what I would do is just if I was bored, I would just wear the costume and just like mess with people. Like not in a bad way, but like prank people or walk around campus. I went to Penn State. I'd walk around Penn State campus and just have no plans. Just like walk around with the costume on. People would come up, they'd say hi. People are like, oh dude, this is awesome. People would start to have like a chat with you. People would record you. People would try to like have fun with you. I remember one time I played pool and I wish I had the videos of it. I used to record all this stuff and I think they were on like my old phone, which was like an Android. So I feel like those videos are gone forever. But I used to like, I remember one time I wore the costume and I went to this pool hall where I used to work and I was like pranking one of the guys that I worked with. He didn't know it was me in the costume, but I was like just taking the pool balls and playing pool and the entire like pool hall would just stare at you. Cause they're like, who the hell is this big dude wearing like this big ass purple costume playing pool? And I wouldn't talk. That was the other thing. I wouldn't talk while I was wearing the costume. I would just grunt and groan and point. Some people got pissed off by that. Most people thought it was funny. But I bring all this up because in a weird way, when I was in college, me doing that didn't make me like anxious. It was weird. Like I did it because I was trying to not be anxious. And because I was wearing the costume, I don't know, the anxiety went away. It's hard to describe. Like, I think I was just more willing to do strange things back then. And nowadays, that feeling's kind of just gone. I won't say it's completely gone, but it's been minimized. Like the idea of me doing something that's super random, that kind of like pushes against societal norms, has decreased as I have gotten older. It's like you're being infected. You're being infected by what society tells you should do, instead of you doing what is comfortable for you or what's pleasurable for you or what just makes sense for you. And kind of another story to kind of just reiterate this point. When I was a freshman in college, I used to have like really long hair and I had it like in a ponytail. I had it like straightened, which is weird. If you're like African-American, that's super weird to do. And I remember freshman year, there was like these clubs and I just went to the clubs, like martial arts club, anime club, whatever clubs. I would just go and just say hi to people, compliment people, make friends easily. And as time went on, I realized that my willingness to do that decreased. Like nowadays as an adult, if I saw a club, not like a club, like a party club, but like a social group, a social network type thing that was local, say for anime, I might not be willing to go despite me liking anime. And it's not that I don't want to meet these people. It's not that I have anything against the idea of a club. A part of it, if I'm being honest, is a bit of anxiety. It's like, oh, if I go, I have to go through this process of meeting new people. What will they think of me? Will they judge me? You kind of get in your head about these things. And when I was younger, I didn't get in my head about these things. I would just do it. Like, I've talked about this in the past on like different podcasts I've been on, in the books I've written, how when I was younger, I was super anxious about stuff. And this is true. I was pretty anxious about a lot of things. But then sometimes in hindsight, I think about it and I kind of think to myself, in a weird way, I was also less anxious than I am now. Like the idea of me putting this costume on, you can't see my face, and me going out to like some random place in the city and just holding up a sign and being a little bit silly it makes me a little bit anxious. And it makes me think like, what could happen? What could go wrong? Will people like make fun of me, even though they don't know me? Will someone call like the cops on me? Will I just stand out too much? You kind of get in your head about these things. So I don't know. The whole idea behind this video is me just kind of, I guess, asking you as the viewer, do you have those feelings? And if so, where do you think these feelings come from? Part of me thinks that I think as you get older, you just get so used to conforming with society that society's views become your views. Hopefully that makes sense. It's kind of like when I was in like high school, you do conform to society, like you do conform to the people around you, but you're really just conforming to like your small social circle. Does that make sense? Like when I was in college, or I'm sorry, when I was in high school, my social circle was like a lot of musicians. So the conformity for me was we would wear like black, we grow our hair out long. I remember we would do this thing in high school because I went to an all boys like prep school, and you were supposed to be clean shaven, and just us being like trying to be rebellious, we just didn't shave. We intentionally weren't supposed to have like long hair. Which is funny because like I went out of my way to not only grow my hair, I would also straighten it, which is like double taboo, just to be an anti-conformist. So like in a way you're conforming to the group around you, but the group around me was like so anti-conformist, so it was kind of like a weird 50-50 almost. Like I'm conforming, but I'm also not conforming. But then in college too, your social circle is like the people closest to you. And so you really don't care about everyone. You just care about like the few people, the handful of people, the 2 or 3 or 4 people in your close vicinity. But then I feel like once you get into like the real world, once you graduate, you no longer care about like the 2 or 3 people in your vicinity. You care about like everybody. Like, oh, I got to go to work and I got to care about everyone that could possibly come in this workplace. I have to care about my boss, my coworkers, the people I'm on the phone with, everybody. And it becomes like a constant cycle of you trying to tailor your behavior and tailor your viewpoints to make sure that it doesn't offend everyone else around you. But because there's so many other people that you could potentially interact with, I think you kind of default into this, what's a good way to put it? The first words that come to mind are like lesser version of yourself. I guess it's kind of like this watered down version of yourself, if that makes sense. Like if you're someone like me who curses every once in a while, occasionally curses, you train yourself to curse less. And you do this because it's professional. Because really professional, what does that mean? You're speaking in a way that's acceptable by the large majority of people. That's what professional really is. Like you dress professionally, you don't dress in a t-shirt if you go to like to a job interview. Why? It's not professional. Why is it not professional? It's not professional because most companies in society, in the United States, and you can extrapolate that to the world, would look at you weird if you were to wear a t-shirt and jeans, for example, rather than a suit to a job interview. Does it make a difference? No. Does a suit make you more intelligent? Does it make you more competent? Does it make you more capable than when you're wearing a t-shirt? No, it's stupid. But we do it because we're training ourselves to conform to the standards of society and I guess the world at large, since everything's opened up to the world because of the internet and, global stuff, whatever. This is my theory on why we become watered down versions of ourselves. So I don't know. It was just something that kind of came to mind. I guess I don't really know if there's a solution to this. I guess the solution is to be more mindful of you watering down yourself and maybe pick and choose with more intent when you want to be the less watered down version of yourself, the real version of yourself, if that makes sense. If I can go on a little bit of a tangent, personally, this has kind of been my goal since like mid-college. It's kind of like when I thought about this. I feel like the real goal for me, but I think most people, I would be willing to bet if you were to like challenge them and ask them like a lot of questions, they would come to the same conclusion. I think the goal for a lot of people is to just become the kind of person you really want to be deep down. And I say this because when I was in like middle of college, when I really started to think about this stuff, like what I wanted out of life, asking myself why I do certain things, trying to just become more aware of things. This idea of like success that I had, a big part of it was me being able to dress the way I wanted to dress, act the way I wanted to act, be around the people who I wanted to be around, go to the places that I wanted to go. And people make it about money. Money's a part of it, but I'm not saying money is like the most important thing when it comes to these things. For me, it was like, oh, how do I want to dress? I want to have lots of tattoos. I just like tattoos. I think they're cool looking. I think they're artistic. The inner artist within me likes the idea of like tattoo sleeves. But at the time when I could have gotten tattoo sleeves, I was kind of getting into that watered down version of myself. And at the time I was going to be a lawyer. So I thought to myself, I can't have a sleeve of tattoos. Why? Because it's not professional. Because if I go to a law firm or if I go to like a court hearing, and I didn't understand much about like how trials work back then, but I thought, oh, if I was in the courtroom, people would see me with a sleeve of tattoos and they wouldn't take me seriously. It's not professional. I got to conform because my money relies on it. But that's the opposite of success in my personal view, because it's the opposite of what I would like to ideally become. Like the ideal version of myself has tattoos. The ideal version of myself can dress in a t-shirt and jeans every single day of the week if he wants to in any setting, because, you know, the ideal version of myself is that guy who can do it and can get away with it. The ideal version of myself can say curse words. He can say fuck. He can say shit. He can say whatever the fuck he wants to say. Not because he's trying to offend, but because it's the thing he wants to say, because it feels most comfortable to him and it expresses the viewpoints that he has the best. Does that make sense? So I don't know. That's kind of the whole thing about this video, I guess, that comes to mind. I think as we get older, we start to conform to what the world expects of us, even though we're not interacting with the world that much on like a daily basis. It's strange to me. So I think moving forward, maybe one thing I want to try to do is be more mindful of this and have more intent when it comes to acting a certain way. Like obviously in a workplace setting, if I think that's going to be detrimental to a job I have or to a client that I have or to a relationship that I have, obviously I'm going to tailor who I am to fit that expectation, to not offend people, to not scare people off, to be more likable. But in every other setting, like going out into the city, I don't mind. I think it might be worthwhile to wear a fox costume and to not care if people are going to judge me weird. To understand that that's the purpose, to be judged negatively, but not to get that feeling of anxiety because of it. Hopefully this makes sense. I know it's kind of rambling a little bit, kind of just yapping. But let me know what you think about it. Overall, let me know if you get these feelings. If as you've gotten older, you found yourself not taking certain actions because you were afraid deep down of the judgment of other people around you. And it doesn't have to be people you know. It could be like invisible people that probably don't even know you exist. And if they were to see you, they'd forget about you within like 10 minutes. Let me know what you think about that down in the comments. If you like the video, please click the like button. I heard there's a feature on mobile, like the hype feature, where if you click it, it like raises people in the algorithm. If you would be willing to do that, that'd be dope. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm a bit biased. I think the philosophy behind the videos are actually quite good. I think the issue with YouTube, this is something I think YouTube should kind of get rid of, is people judge the quality and the content of your videos based on how many views it gets. But it becomes this like negative feedback loop, because if you're a new creator or if you have a small audience, you're gonna get like 5, 10, 15, 30 views, 50 views consistently, because your channel is only getting pushed to like a handful of people. And the few people that really like you, they'll watch it regardless. Everyone else, they might want to watch, but they'll see that it has 50 views and they'll do this thing where they're just like, it's not worth watching because no one else is watching it. So they skip it. But it's this weird like cycle, because it's like, well, no one's watching it because they see 50 views. So they're not judging it based on like the internal quality of the video itself or what lesson the video might teach. They're judging it based on how other people judged it. Does that make sense? It's kind of strange. I think if anyone for YouTube would ever watch this, for every new creator, don't show their views. Don't show how many views the video gets. Just put the video up with the thumbnail and the title and let people click it for themselves. And once it reaches a certain threshold of views, then you can show the views. Like I had a video, I know I'm kind of going on a tangent. I was going to end the video, but I have to say one last thing. I made a video a while back, like last year, about like age. And I didn't think the video was going to do good at all because it was such a like random topic. I just want to talk about age and like how your perception of age affects the way you behave. And personally, I think YouTube went out of their way to boost it up in the algorithm. I didn't do anything different. Same type of content I always put out. The video quality was a bit better than this because I actually like took time to pull out a camera. But otherwise, it's the same thing. Still me, still saying the exact same things, still saying the exact same things in the exact same way. Nothing crazy different. And that video went to like 100K views in like 2 days. And I think because they went to 100K views in such a short period of time, more people thought it was a good video. So more people clicked it, which kept it going up in the algorithm, which is stupid because it's just dumb. It's just like, it's kind of, I mean, I guess in a way I'm proving the point of this video. People are judging the quality of a video based on how other people judge it instead of just judging it themselves and just excluding what other people think about it. And I do this myself. I'm not, if you're watching this and you do this, I'm not calling you out. I'm saying this about myself. I do it all the time where I'll go on YouTube and I'll see a dude with like a perfect title, perfect thumbnail, and I'll look at the views and it has like 2 views and I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch this because other people didn't watch it. But it's stupid because in reality, other people didn't watch it because they thought the exact same thing that I did, which is no one else watched it, therefore it's not worth watching. when in reality, we should just watch the damn video because it's probably like one of the best videos ever created. Probably is going to like change our lives. But because we're unwilling to give it a chance, because no one else gave it a chance, it'll never get the chance it needs to grow. So no one's going to be able to watch it. So it's stupid stuff. But yeah, if you like the video, please like it. Please hype it up so other people can watch it. Please share it so other people can watch this and get some value from it if you found it valuable. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Bye. And if you like my fox costume, let me know about that in the comments as well. Peace.